Hi folks, excuse me. Tree study. I tend these days to keep away from painting branches and stuff. I try to do it, indicate it with texture, because your brain can sort it out. But it's up to you. Either way works, but I just prefer to do it my way. Right, okay, we'll put a sky in, and I'm going to put a low body of trees here and there as we come down. Now, need a bit of water. I think I did tell somebody that I don't use water, but with acrylic, yes, of course I do. A little bit, not a lot, but at least for the initial wash. So we've got ultramarine, Payne's grey and white. That seems to be a good colour for a moderate sky. We've had a lot of bad weather lately in London. And this today, it started really pretty good. It's about 20 degrees now. We haven't had that for a while. No barbecues, God, it's been miserable. So largely we've taken to watching quite a few films and documentaries. I saw that blue. I got a bit light on that now. I do my skies as quick as I can, not just to get them out of the way, but if you spend too much time on them, you probably ruin them. You lose the inspiration that you first had. This is on Canson 300 grams paper, sent to me with a batch of other papers by my friend Glenn. Must have been me. It's just saving me no money. So that's about the horizon there. Fill that with a bit of paint. It's quite a rough surface. It's quite a good surface actually. So I'm sort of reporting back to him on whether they're any good or if I need to stick the scissors. Now when we get the white in, or the light in, the nice colours, the tree colours, I still don't get that light enough. Oh, that's a bit better. Right, okay. Just fill that gap up a bit there. Put that in the drink. Now we'll choose a painting brush for trees. Now where's my tree brush? Well, they're not tree brushes, they're just brushes. Not that one. That one's a bit stiff. I couldn't get a long one in that at the time. A long bristle, that is. I'll have to go through my brushes to see what I've got. I've got loads of brushes on what was the old gramophone stand. That went years ago. So I use that for my extra paintings, which I've probably got about 1,000 there, and probably about 100 brushes. And all my main brushes are on the side here. Right, okay, so red, yellow, Payne's grey, bit of burnt sienna, bit of blue. Here we go. So we can do something like that. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? Put a bit of dark around there. Leave a bit of broken stuff. See, I don't make greens. I mean, I don't buy greens. I can make them all out of these primaries. I might make some of these a little bit bigger. Bit of blue. So I put some of them to go into that cloud. Did the bike ride yesterday on the Wandle, came back absolutely knackered. Knackered's an English expression for being worn out. Right, this is really a tutorial about mixing greens and landscape. Oh, that's a bit heavy. They could be more distant trees. So I'm just using the size of the brush, but trying to what I ask myself. Got a bit of yellow. You see, you're mixing on the palette, or on the painting. Now, the shapes of that are rather what we saw along the, what we call the Wandle Trail, the River Wandle. So there we are. So how easy was that? And you can just add bits and pieces, or like that. Catching a bit of sun. There's a background of trees across a pond, and a lot of marsh grass. Well, I'm probably going to do the marsh grass for this demo. Somebody asked me how long would it take to do what I do. If you can't get the colours right, I said, well, 50 years if you don't quit when you can't do it. Meaning, of course, that it takes a long time to be really proficient. I mean, there are people that are far better than me, but I'm still learning. I've been doing this for 50 years. And I just have a passion for it. Just start, begin, and continue. You'll make mistakes like I did, and it might take you half that time to be a proficient artist, but I'm not. And I like what I do. I like, when I started out, it was trees, skies and water. That's all I wanted to paint. I had no ideas about anything else, and that's what I did for a long time, and I loved it. But then I did a lot of Venice paintings, and then progressed to. I don't do people. I can do. I put them some of the miniatures in paintings, but we might put the pond in. There's a guy that comes along every day with a bag of mealyworms and feeds the fish. How long in the pond? Small pond, but how did they get there? They're big now, but they used to be much smaller because they've grown. But there was a flood or storm one night, and a lot of and the water mead, what we call the water meads, got battered and flooded, and they couldn't, and the fish couldn't get out of the pond. That's what we say. They're about a foot long now. Yeah. A little bit of texture. See texture. Oh, okay. So. Anyway, he feeds them, and we're on a platform. It's all been done by the National Trust, who own the property, and it's quite a historical place for Queen Elizabeth the First. Very historical, modern. Just trying to break that up a bit. Putting the light in with just the bristles of the brush. Right, okay, that's that. That's dealing with the marsh grass now. The marsh grass are sort of darkish now with sort of that sort of colour, straw. But the pond, there are more hens in it, and it's just glorious. We just love it, and the children they love it, especially when the man throws the mealyworms in. There's a feeding frenzy. I've mentioned it many times before because I'm always painting this sort of simple view. Now you might not think it's simple, but once you've done a lot of them, you bored. Stop making that noise. Oh, this was pulling out. Oh, God, right, that's it. I'm not going to paint. I'm going to paint a pond, but I'm not going to paint the pond. I just want a bit of texture in there, a bit of green with Payne's grey, bit of this and bit of that. Got a bit light on there. I don't know what they're doing out there. My wife came up this morning. It was in the studio, well, and a clothes ironing station, and it's a very nice room with 3 big windows, and adjacent to the toilet and shower room. But she smelled cheese and looked down by the side of our backup fridge, our occasional fridge. We used to take it camping with us with a trailer, and she smelled this smell and came down with a packet of unopened cheese. And it stunk. And it's gone now, the smell. No, don't worry about it. But it's not a very nice smell. A bit more of this here. because it's not all even. I always imagine an anaconda coming out of this. The painting's like this. Right, okay, so far so good. Got some ladies coming in today. They help run a creche in our church, and we've had one or two famous people with their babies, TV people, bringing their little offspring with them, and it's just a meeting of the ladies' committee. But of course, I bag a space at the table as well. Right now, what else I was going to do? Oh yeah, let's put a bit of that blue in. A bit of Payne's grey. Put a bit of pond water in here, or a bit of marsh grass. I'll go with a bit of white now. I'll see my lovely big brush for texturing. Marsh grass. Put a little bit across there. Well, the paper's buckling up a bit now because it's got quite a bit of water in it. Well, we're full of the news from America. And my friend was listening to it on a radio station at 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning to hear all this. Right, I'm going to put a bush in there. Got to just get a little bit of dark in there. The paint's drying very quickly. Oh, just has something to add, just a bit of dark stuff, a bit of shadow under there. Right, sorry tree. Should change the colour a little bit. A bit of shadow under it. Right, I'm going to let that go. So I quite don't really like that. It's a bit bright. Right, okay, so it's supposed to be a tree. If I put a bit more dark around it, in here, so it's the highlights. I think I've ruined that. Well, not beyond redemption. I mean, let's go back to the primary. Do it that way. So there are some trees on here. They stick up. Should have left it alone, shouldn't I? Put that back. See, no detail there. What you can do is to get a very fine brush. Where's my little fine brush? Here we go. And a bit of a wet, a little bit of a loose black. You want the brush to go flat at the end, that's it. That's not it, is it? Oh, it could be a crow, couldn't it? That'd be a crow. There's a nice big crow, black crow, going over that. Right, okay, so that's what I'm going to do on that one. So if you're learning, you've got to learn somewhere, and those that don't quit win the prize. As I say, I've been doing this on and off for 50 years. That's a little bit. I think I'll put some of that dark back in there. Keep the brushes really clean. Right, that'll do. Right, I'll see if I can find a mount for it. Oh, this one, what is that? It's probably too... The aperture's a bit small, but it doesn't matter, it's just flat, that. So you can see the borders of it, of the paper down there and in there, behind the top here. But okay, it just gives an idea of an impression of it. That's better than that. I think I made a bit of a mess around here. But don't despair. Goes in a little bit of sunlight. Better. Right, you can keep on mucking about with a painting, but it's a bush. Sorry that I have to tell you, but never mind. I'll go and get this uploaded today, hopefully before the ladies turn up in half an hour for their free lunch. Chicken and chips and salad. Right, it didn't turn out as well as I'd hoped, but anyway, let's just move that out of the way move the board over, then you can see the whole of it. I've got to photograph this anyway for Facebook. Oh, there we are, I've got the palette as well. But I only use 5 colours. The Payne's Grey is not a colour, it's a neutral, lightweight. So we've got ultramarine, red, burnt sienna, some yellow, Payne's yellow, cadmium yellow, and yellow ochre. And I've been using this palette on and off for over 3 weeks now. I scrape the paint off if it gets dry, but the membrane itself is really good. So what I'll do is to give it a squirt. That's a bit heavy, that one. Take it off and put it flat. I'll get the lid on it. The lid's a little bit tricky, but it does click on. So I'm quite pleased with it. I'm not pleased with that though. I'm still going to do a bit more to it. Alright, a bit more dark really. In here. That's a bit better. You never finish a painting. Right, thanks for watching folks. See you soon. Bye bye.